Welcome back, Maniacs. Today, as the title would indicate, we're going to be having a look at the Asgard by Vapors Cloud. But this is going to be a little bit different than what you've normally seen from me. We're not going to do an up and close portion of the program. Basically, we're going to skip all that and we're going to go straight to the pros and the cons. Now, the reason for this is there's probably, at my last count when I last looked, there was like 10 videos already out about the Asgard. And as far as the up and close portion of it, you know, they did the job. So if you're wanting to see what the inside of an Asgard looks like, there's plenty of opportunity for you to do so. The purpose of this video is I think that something has been missed along the way, and I don't know. I'm feeling kind of a little self-conscious about it because out of all the reviews that I've watched, nobody has mentioned it. I mean, they've mentioned something about it, but they've not put it as a con, as a negative. It seems to be a little bit of a gush fest. There's a lot of love out there for it, and there's a lot of reasons to love it. Make no mistake about it. I'm not really here to dump on this RDA. I actually quite like it. But there's something about it that needs to be addressed, and I'm kind of self-conscious about the fact that I'm going to be the one doing it. Am I going to be wrong? Is this not a thing? I don't know. So that's what we're going to do. Basically, we're going to review the reviewers, and we're going to take an aspect of this and kind of talk about it. And we're also going to do the pros and as well. So if you're on the fence, if you're wondering, should I buy the Asgard from Vapors Cloud? Oh yeah, you need to buy it. There is no doubt about this. All right, this is a fantastic RDA, and I know some of this is going to seem like I'm kind of trying to dog on it or trying to whatever, but not really. Like I said, there's just one aspect of it that is confusing the shit out of me with these people. And I don't want to be a person who, shits on someone for showing innovation, for doing something new, different, exciting. Because that's what this is. This RDA it's phenomenal. The engineering behind it is fantastic. It is phenomenal. It's the usage that I seem to be having a problem with or not understanding. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a vape, and we're going to start this out by saying this is the Centurion version 2. It is still, hands down, in my opinion, the best 30 millimeter RDA on the market. There is no question. The Asgard, it's really, really good. It has fantastic flavor. You can get pretty decent sized clouds out of it. It's the thing we're going to talk about. Okay, so we're going to have a vape on this. And like I says, this one is still, if you're out there looking for a 30 millimeter RDA, and you've got a choice between the Asgard and the Centurion version 2, it's kind of a tough choice if you're just a vapor. If you're a builder, and this is where it comes into, if you are a builder, go with the Centurion version 2. Let's have a vape. All right, so let's get down to brass tacks and let's go over some of the pros about the Asgard, okay? And these are the same pros that you're going to hear from every other fucking reviewer out there, okay? Is the airflow smooth. Smooth. It doesn't get any smoother than this, people. It is literally the smoothest airflow I've ever had. Some reviewers have said they found it slightly restrictive wide open. Not me. It's damn near perfect the way it is. As far as the airflow, damn near fucking perfect. The cloud production, fantastic. You can get nice, thick, dense clouds out of it, no problem. Ease of build. This thing is dead freaking easy to build. It's the kind of postless thing going on. They're saying it's semi-postless, but I'm going to go ahead and say it's fucking postless because what's underneath there is just deck. I mean, okay, I'm going to go with postless because that's what it looks like to me. So yes, these everything they said is absolutely positively true. The ease of changing it from a squonk to not a squonk, just innovative. Very well. I don't know if it's innovative. I think someone said it had been done before, but whether it's been done or not before, I haven't seen it in anything recent. You've always had to change out your entire post or entire pin. Sometimes you have to change the entire post, which is the case with like the Vapors Cloud Mini Buddha version 2. You have to take the whole post out in order to turn it into a squonker. So that's, you know, it is what it is. So this thing is truly fantastic. It is fantastic. But here's where my problem comes in. This is not for a builder. This RDA literally makes no sense whatsoever to me as far as why it exists in general. Not the fact of the engineering behind it, all that other stuff, okay? So let's see if I can get this off here. So what I've got in here, let's see if I can get this thing to zoom in. Probably not. But, so what I've got in here is, let's put this up front. Will that zoom in? Okay. I've got 3.5 millimeter coils inside of there. It's freshly cottoned. No, it's got some juice on it. Okay, that's good. 3.5 millimeter coils. That's the problem. And I said the same thing in the Valhalla video. Is it Valhalla? Yeah, the big 38 millimeter. Valhalla. Yeah. I said the same thing about that. And the same holds true here. And when something happens once, you think it's an anomaly. Once it happens twice, you start to see a pattern. Okay? This RDA will not accept anything larger than a 3.5 millimeter in diameter, inner diameter coil. You will not get force on here. You will touch the Ultim. I'm not sure. Let's try and see if we can get up in here. There you go. See all that? Yep. That's where my coils hit. Now, that wasn't the 4 millimeter. Those were the 6 millimeter coils. So we'll start this off with what my theory is on why 30 millimeter addies even exist. Okay? I mean, what's the point, honestly? What's the point of a big RDA? Well, the purpose of a big RDA is to put a bigger build in, to get more surface area, to create bigger clouds. That's the way I see it. Yeah, I can't think of any other reason why you would want a 30 millimeter RDA. The purpose of a 30 millimeter RDA is to put big old coils into it and chuck huge fucking clouds. Now, my purpose with mine, it's not just to blow big clouds. I love the flavor off this thing. It's fantastic. But, should I show those or not? Nah, that's pretty fucking ugly. But what I've got in here are 6 millimeter coils. In inner diameter. Now, the reason I have 6 millimeter in diameter inner diameter coils is then I put more cotton in. And follow me here, and I'm pretty sure my science is sound here. The smaller the coil, the smaller the cotton, the quicker that it burns through, because there's not as much cotton there. You're still generating heat all the way around. So the thinner the cotton, the quicker it burns through. Well, the obverse would be true as well. The bigger the coil, the more cotton, the less burn through you get. That seems pretty sound science to me. And so, over my experience, I've been running 6mm coils now for about 2 years now, and that has been my discovery, as it will. I don't change the cotton because I burn through my cotton now. I change my cotton because I need to clean my freaking coils, because of the sugar content in the juice I use. It gets all gunky or whatnot. So that's why I change my cotton. I don't change because I burn through anymore. I remember back in the day using 22s and stuff like that. You'd burn through your cotton. I mean, you're using a 3mm inner diameter coil. Well, you just burn it through your fucking cotton like nobody's business. If you're searching for the big clouds. I mean, if you're running something, at 40, 50 watts, well, yeah, you're not really got to worry about it. But that's not how I vape. And it's not how I know a lot of people I know, they don't vape like that either. They want the big RDA so that we can get bigger coils, so that the cotton lasts longer and you get more surface area, you get more vape. I mean, if anybody thinks that's incorrect statement, then by all means say something in the comments. By all means. But let's have another vape. But the byproduct of having the 6mm coils in here is because it takes up more space, and so it basically reduces the chamber for it. And these handle 6mm coils like a champ. I could go bigger if I wanted to. So that's how come I get such fantastic flavor off of my 30mm RDA, is because I can put the big fuck off coils in there. So going back to this one. This one is more like a 25mm RDA than it is a 30. Now they're coming out with a 25mm RDA, and if you follow my science here, if I can't put anything bigger than a 3.5 in a 30, what the fuck you think you're going to be able to put in a fucking 25? I mean, it's got to be like a 2.5. You know what I mean? I don't get that, but that's me. I mean, but so the point is there's not enough room in here to build for a 30mm RDA. It is a fantastic RDA, don't get me wrong, but it is not a true 30mm RDA. And if you are a true 30mm RDA aficionado, as I am, if you look all through my videos, you're going to see 2 videos that don't have a big fuck off box on it or a big fuck off RDA. The rest of them are all 30mm, and most of them are Vapors Cloud, to be honest with you, because I was kind of a Vapors Cloud fanboy. Yeah, so there's that. The other problem with this thing is I've heard a few people mention it, but the airflow control. Now right now, well, there it did it. You close it, you twist it all the way, but you got to twist it the opposite direction to open it all the way up. And what I've found is that if you've got this thing on there not ratcheted down like nobody's fucking business, what it tends to do is it tends to unscrew from your device. So I've had to on multiple occasions take the cap off, align it, whatnot. And while that's not a huge thing, having to take it apart and do that, I still think it's kind of weird, and honestly, on a 30mm RDA that's this smooth as it is, I don't really see a whole lot of purpose, for me anyway, for airflow control. So that's kind of what my issue here is with it. It's a fantastic RDA, but it's not a fantastic 30mm RDA. And I guess you can kind of equate it with, because I've watched a lot of these reviewers, and one of them claims that he knows, the big stuff. The other one I know knows the big stuff, and he didn't say anything about it. It wasn't even a thing. It's almost like it's kind of embarrassing. I was trying to think of an analogy earlier, and I don't know if it's going to piss anybody off or not, but it's kind of like a straight guy trying to sell women's underwear. Okay, you're a dude, you know what women's underwear look like, but you're really not familiar with them. You're not familiar with the ins and outs. You couldn't sell them. It's kind of the same way with this. You know RDAs, but you don't know 30 millimeter RDAs. You know little 25s, 24, 25s. This ain't your strong suit. This ain't what you do. You review the Wodafos and shit of the fucking world. Of these same, there's only, of all the reviewers I've watched, only two of them have I seen them review other Vapors Cloud stuff that's huge. And they weren't overly in love with them, but that's because that's not what they vape on. They don't know these things. They don't vape on them. There's a couple reviewers that I've talked to, outside of the platform. They won't fuck with 30 millimeter shit because it's too big. They don't know anything about it. They got no use for it. They got no fucking reference. And so they're not reviewing it. Pretty fucking smart in my book. So I guess at the end of the day, that's what we've got to say about this thing. It is a fantastic RDA. It is a horrible is a strong word. It's just not a 30 millimeter RDA that performs like a 30 millimeter RDA. It has great flavor. It has great airflow, all that good stuff. But it doesn't act like a 30 millimeter RDA. And I guess maybe that's innovation. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe, I'm a get off my lawn moment kind of shit. You know what I mean? But that's kind of the way I'm feeling about it. So let me know in those comments if you think I'm truly off base here. Once again, as I've mentioned in all of my videos, it's just my opinion. And just because it's my opinion doesn't mean that it's fucking law. Basically, everybody is allowed to their opinion. If you can convince me otherwise, more power to you. But as of right now, go buy it. If you want an Asgard, go buy it. It's fucking fantastic. But if you're a 30 millimeter build head and you like using big old fuck off coils, this will disappoint the living shit out of you. And I think that's where we're going to leave it today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time around.